Yes, people, welcome back to another video, stream even, talking transfer roundup. There's been a bit of rumours popping about, some Danny Olmo news, some Jadon Sancho news, believe it or not, which is, I thought I'd never see again. If you haven't already, do us a favour, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Transfer talk. Who doesn't love a bit of transfer talk after a little bit of a break in the Euros? Didn't watch the Copa America last night. I decided the shed was far too hot for that. If you'd have seen the stream yesterday, I was like dripping. Genuinely dripping. I don't sweat that much, even when I play football. It was a nightmare. But I've done a poll in the chat for you to vote in to see if you still take Jadon Sancho back or not. Now, there isn't obviously concrete interest from City on this front. However, it's just he's being offered about. Do you know what I mean? He's trying to cut about, basically. People are trying to find a move for him away from United still. Obviously, Ten Hag staying doesn't really help Jadon Sancho's case. How the fuck are you wearing a hoodie? I know. There is one reason that I'm wearing a hoodie. It's because I've been a traitor today. I've got a Real Madrid shirt on underneath this. Look, you can roast me all you want. I have a Real Madrid top on because I'm going playing football and I'm on the light team, and my Jordi Porty 69 top's in the wash. So I've got to take what you can get in it. So I have to wear my Real Madrid top. So I'm I'm hiding. I'm incognito in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, ooh, I'm a real fan. Get this plastic out of my club, brother. It's football. I've got loads of tops. I've got Bayern tops. I've got Dortmund tops. I've got Mönchengladbach tops. I've got Sausage Dad tops. There's loads, absolutely loads. I just like wearing different football tops, as opposed to always just wearing City tops. But we'll go straight into Jadon Sancho. We've probably got about like 15-20 minutes on this where we can just talk like pure transfer news before I have to get off and go play some actual football matches. But we'll go straight into Jadon Sancho stuff. Now, my initial opinion before we get into it, I don't think this is going to happen by any stretch of the imagination. I think Pep hands down flat refused re-signing Jadon Sancho. I do think Jadon Sancho is an incredible talent. I don't really think that's been unlocked since his Dortmund days. I think when he's gone back to Dortmund, he's done pretty well. But at United, obviously, his career did just flop. Now, the actual report from this is obviously, again, make of this as you will, but Tolmy's tweeted this saying it's an exclusive, saying that Jadon Sancho has been offered to City in recent weeks. United are willing to sell him for £40 million. He's also been touted to Chelsea and Arsenal. Sancho earns around 275 grand a week. There are no takers at those wages, and another loan is probably best he and United can hope for. Now, £40 million is a lot of money for someone who had that performance at United. Now, £40 million isn't a lot for the Borussia Dortmund Jadon Sancho. So that's the weird thing. Me personally, I don't see the price tag of the transfer being the main issue. I think it's the price of his wages, which is where this is really falling flat. I feel like his wages being close to 300 grand a week, that's going to put a lot of people off. That's going to put majority of people off, to be honest. I don't think people are going to touch that. Now, it's obviously, it is what it is, but I don't think people touch 300 grand a week for Jadon Sancho. Sancho's a good player, but he's just a right wing cancel, says RGS. Joel McKenna says no Jadon sandwich, please. He's worth 3 pennies. £5 and a tip, Max, says Ansherman. Johnny Lara, the £40 million, no thank you. RTD Edits, full send Nico Williams, hashtag push for Nico. I think Nico Williams would be the better option out of the two. I know that Jadon Sancho is a good talent. I mean, just because it's something else, it's a risk in one sense, but he could do better. Now, Savio is someone that is joining Manchester City. So, for me, it just already doesn't make sense. Savio having a good performance in his first game for Brazil. First game or the first game for Brazil. I'm not really sure if they played last night or whatever, but yeah, people saying that he smashed it for Brazil. So, Savio, for me, over Sancho any day, just on the basis that he's a new raw talent. And if you want to throw another thing to dampen the Jadon Sancho thing in, you can throw in his attitude. He didn't have the best attitude when leaving Manchester City. The guy went on strike a little bit, then left, and then obviously you've got all the thing with Ten Hag. Then you got it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Yeah, Sancho is going to disrespect Guardiola. I could see that. He wouldn't see the field for us, Osmodius says, and yeah, you're probably right. To be honest, you're probably right. RTD, there's no point doing a Paul Sancho or Nico Williams because people will just pick Nico Williams. If United paid us 40 million, then yes, I'd give Sancho to City. I'd give Sancho to City, 40 mil to us. Yes, please. I mean, if it was 40 million to us, then yeah, buzzing. Anshman says there are always players like Akanji, a value for money. We should go that way. Akanji obviously was very good value for money. £15 million for someone who's a world-class defender is steal, an absolute steal. One of the best defensive signings that I've seen anyone make, to be honest. £15 million for Akanji is honestly some of the maddest stuff. Adam Wharton said that Rodri is his idol. That gears up for him to play for City. City obviously are looking at a CDM replacement. Now the Bruno Guimaraes stuff has quietened down, yet his transfer release clause has expired. We are looking at alternative options just to see the market. Adam Wharton being one of those options. Now he is a good player. I've not seen him too much, but from what I've seen, he looks good. He's a good talent. I've had people tell me quite a lot that this guy's going to be up there, one of the next best things, kind of thing. So have to wait on seeing Adam Wharton. I don't really feel like City would go and get Wharton if they had alternatives available. I think we'll try hard for Bruno Guimaraes. Moving on from Bruno Guimaraes then and sticking to CDMs. Kimmich. There was news the other day that Kimmich is available for sale at a price of around 30 to 40 million euros. Now, 30 to 40 million euros, I think is a good deal. Say you call it £35 million, I'd take that. If you say to me 35 mil or 30 mil for Kimmich, I'm taking it. He's a versatile player. He can play in that CDM when Rodri's not playing there. He can play right back when Kyle Walker's having a stinker. I think you could probably sit him at a centre back. Wouldn't need to because we've got five of them. I was going to swear then. 5 of them. So I just think Kimmich for me in this transfer window is the transfer that makes the most sense. Just because of the versatility and the quality of the player. Now, there are some people who don't like the idea of Kimmich, who kind of feel like it's a bit too late or things like that. But honestly, I don't understand that point of view from my head, just because as someone just said then about sorry, I can't remember what name it is, but as you just said then about Akanji being a bargain price at £15 million. I think getting Kimmich in for around £30 million is a good price. Not bargain, I wouldn't say, but it's a good price, and I think he'd show his worth. I don't think it's not like, do you know what I mean? It's not like whoops as the yellow sticker bargain, but it's a very good price. And I think if you can get him for £30 to £40 million, it just absolutely makes sense. I just think that should be a tick. That honestly, if City looking at that, it should be done, basically. That's something that should be already over the line, and they should have boxed it off already. That's how good of a deal. Can you do girl talk? You get girl on the show? What? Oh, you're talking about Adam, mate. Kimmich mentality and Pep mentality. Fucking hell. Honestly, Kimmich would be unreal in this City side. He's played under Pep before. He'd know the Pep system, and he'd do bits. Yes, Torsey. Hope you're good, bro. He wants City Extra Taz and El Brook. Yeah, we saved that for City XX Extra. Kim K. Tick. Danny Olmo. No. Hi, mate. Is it raining up in Bolton? It is pissing it down in Bolton, unfortunately. Exclamation mark OnlyFans, yes. Any chance for Frimpong, Hassan? I've not seen any Frimpong news for a long time. Which doesn't bode well, but at the same time, it's City. City do mad stuff sometimes. When things go quiet, sometimes that means things are happening behind the scenes. But that one has gone like quite in a weird direction of quiet. Is it cold in the shed now? No. It's still red hot, mate. It's still red hot. Like the shed just retains the heat. It doesn't let it go. I'm gonna leave the doors open all night to try and air this shed out. Sab pie, yeah, Ali, yeah. That'll be on the list. Bro, we are really quiet. Yeah, honestly, it's really quiet this so far. JP, we do England watch song on Sunday. No, I will be absolutely hammered in a pub somewhere. Cry my eyes out when we get knocked out. But I actually don't think we'll get knocked out, weirdly. I think we're going to go through. We've been very blessed with our side of the tournament. So I actually think we'll go through to the next round. B says Kimmich is world class and would be the perfect Gundo replacement. I completely agree. Any news in the City vs Premier League case? I think it's into its second week now, but I'm not too sure. Moving on from Pep staying, Steve Black. I think Pep stays another year personally. I think Pep stays for another year, 100%. I say 100%, but I can't be 100% because I actually don't know any information. But I think Pep stays. Sane was the best youngster we've had in years. Sane was an incredible talent. Honestly, I'd still to this day love Sane to come back just to re-up the energy, re-up the vibes, but it's just not a realistic move. Arda Güler would be a great Gunnar replacement. Arda Güler would be incredible, but I think Real Madrid will only be looking to loan Arda Güler out. I think they'll do their best to keep hold of him. I'm pretty sure he's owned by Real Madrid. The only way he joins City if he's willing to run, trap back. If you can agree to do this, City would potentially have a gem. Are you talking about JT? You're talking about Sancho in that? Because if you are talking about Sancho and Sancho is willing to put in that work rate, then who knows? But I don't think Pep will take him back. I don't think the Pep's all about head mentality, and I don't think Sancho showed strong mentality when leaving Man City. I don't think it was very good. Cole Palmer was definitely a mistake letting him go. He's an incredible talent, but at the end of the day, it's hard to say it's a mistake because he wanted to leave. City don't stand in the way of anyone wanting to leave the football club. We just do what we stick to players that want to be here. He didn't want to be here anymore. City really wanted to keep him. He didn't want to stay here anymore. Even though City was offering him more game time and saying, look, you're going to play loads this season. Mahrez is gone. He was like, no, I'm done. I want to move elsewhere. Sancho is a superb player, elite dribbler. £40 million is a steal. I think it's worth Pep and Sancho talking for sure. Shake hands, let's play football. I think a conversation could happen. I think if it does happen and it goes well, £40 million City could look at. Now, the one thing that City won't touch is his wages. 275 grand a week for Jadon Sancho is absolutely ludicrous. You are not going to give... Sancho's got to take a raw pay cut from Manchester United if he wants to join Manchester City. There is no chance he gets 275 grand a week. There is no chance. I get the £40 million steal, but 275 grand a week for Sancho, obviously, one day it could be worth it if he does to come to City and does bits, but that is a risk that you take. I think you'll more than likely get him on a lower wage, tell him to back himself and do bits. Then if he has a good season, you up his wages straight away. I think that's a better structure to go in with it. Sancho's better than any wingers we currently have. I mean, it's different. It's different because he's very, very talented, but obviously when he was at United, he wasn't better than any of our players. When he was at Dortmund, he looked unreal. They got him for, 70 mil United? But when he was at United, he didn't look better than any of our players. He looked arse. So 180 grand a week with Pep's approval, I'd take that, you know. I'd take that. JT Sancho in disguise. JT Sancho, like, please, brother. Please, do me a solid. I'd take 180 grand a week, 40 mil, you know. Sancho's a very, very, very good talent. A very good talent. Do you know what I mean? So I get why people want him. I get why people don't want him, especially after his United day. I accidentally clicked yes. McAtee will help fix our problems. There is some McAtee news. McAtee is coming back to the CFA early to find out what they want to do with him. And City have already kind of settled on a price tag. I think it's around, was it 20 to 40 million pound, around that price? I think it's more towards the 20 million pound price. But they're kind of basically looking at if he's got a career at Manchester City or not. So I don't really know what's going to go on with McAtee. Personally, I do think that we'll just sell him and put a sell-on clause in there, which is a shame because he's a very, very, very good player. I just don't think timing-wise he's just not really matched up. I'd love it if he stayed, though. I'd love it. I'd be gassed if he just went, yeah, I'm not going on loan, I'm staying. I want to fight for a spot in this team. Do you know what I mean? That shows a bit of bite, that. I like that. I didn't see this today, but this is some other news. Not transfer, but Pep Guardiola is set to be awarded the freedom... Oh, this was last year. But basically, he's going to get the freedom of Manchester in recognition of the treble, which is pretty mad. Fabrizio Romano has come out today speaking about Manchester City and Dani Olmo. Now, Dani Olmo's a player that, if you've watched any of our streams recently, mainly the football watch-alongs where we've just watched no goals, we've seen about 2 goals in 8 hours. I've basically kind of said that I'm not really big on Olmo. I've seen him do well, but his injury record terrifies me. As a signing that we'd have to make probably for he's got a £60 million release clause. If we signed Olmo for £60 million, honestly, I'd be worried about his injury situation. He's very, 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 very injury prone. Now, you can say that. We have had players before with injury prone and then they've come and they've not been as bad, but I think it's a risk. It's a massive risk. But Fabrizio Romano's been talking today and he said, Man City appreciate Dani Olmo. Man City like the player. He was one of the players they had on the list, for example, last summer or 2 years ago. But at the moment, as of now, Manchester City are not working on a deal for Dani Olmo. At the moment, the intention of Manchester City is not to advance on this kind of solution because they're looking at different opportunities, different positions. So as of today, Dani Olmo is not going to Manchester City. At the moment, the situation is quiet. Thank you, Lord Fabrizio, for telling me this news. I personally think that City aren't even looking at a winger right now. We've got Savio coming in. I don't think we're looking at a winger right now. If Bernardo Silva leaves, I think then the potential for us to go on a winger is there. But right now, I don't think we're looking at that. I think, personally, we put all our eggs in the let's go and sign a CDM basket and then we'll sort out a right winger. There will be, obviously, there'll be scouts and that looking at different potential wingers, but I think Eze would be very good. It'd be very good. Olmo is a horrible suggestion. Yeah, Olmo is not it. Honestly, I'd rather have Sancho than Olmo. You know what? I'd double down on Sancho rather than getting Olmo. Eze, for me, I think would be unreal at this football club. I would double down and get Eze. I'd go get Eze. I think it'd be mint. I think it'd be really good in this football club. I do think that we're going to be focusing mainly on getting a CDM in though. Eze's £60 million, right? I know Elise was 60 million. I don't really know about Eze. I don't know what his price tag is, but there was some rumours a few weeks back. I do think that we'll be looking at CDM mainly, so Kimmich or Bruno G, maybe both. I just think the price of Bruno is going to stick around the £100 million mark. His release clause now has run out, so it's going to stick around that £100 million mark. But what it does, because that's gone now, what it does open it up to is a deal with Newcastle. City can kind of negotiate with Newcastle, maybe get a little bit cheaper, maybe pay in installments as opposed to just paying the £100 million up front for the release clause. Oh my God, it's just starting hammering it down. Genuinely hammer it down. It's been nice all day, and the minute I'm going to play football, it starts raining like this. Brother, please. Jesus Christ, I can hear it. I don't even know if you can hear that. But honestly, that's heavy rain, That's heavy rain. Ugh. Kenan Yildiz, I've never seen him before. But, both Bruno G and Kimmich would be really good. Obviously, Kimmich you got for the versatility of fullback, and you've got the CDM role. But then also, you've got Kimmich who can play the CDM role, which I think could be very good. Now, I think Bruno G, I'd love to get Bruno in. I would love to get Bruno in, but Elder there saying he thinks the Bruno G ship has sailed. I don't think it's sailed. I think City are just kind of looking at alternatives. I think we're just taking a little bit of step back. That release clause, I don't think we had any intention ever. Yes, Justin, mate. I don't think we had any intention ever of doing the Bruno G release clause. I think City always thought about trying to negotiate a deal with it. When we value a player, we try and get them for or near the price that we valued him at. Hence, Cucurella, we valued him at £30 million and they wanted £60 million and Chelsea paid it. Like, it's them kind of scenarios. So I think Bruno, I don't think it's off. I think we'll still get Bruno G news. I think we'll get Kimmich news as well. I think City will be stupid to not be interested in that deal. I'm glad the Danny Olmo stuff is put to bed now, because for me, I don't think you dissed the Olmo. Stop hating on Olmos. Olmos? What's Olmos? You dissed the Olmo. Stop hating on Olmos, Jordy. Is this just plural of Olmo? Is there anything else? Any other transfer news? Phil Foden's coming back into the squad. Paqueta is a top target if he's cleared of the betting charges. Was top target. That ship has definitely sailed. City aren't going to wait around for that to happen. And the rumour is that it's not going to get cleared anytime soon, because he's now had to appeal because they re-upped it basically. So he's now had to appeal to prove he's not guilty. Danny Olmo news put to bed, just like Olmo. Is there anything else? Obviously, there is the Eze news. Sergio Gomez's move to Real Sociedad has been stalling recently. Not sure why on that, but it is what it is. Savio's been asking about life in England as well, which is good to see because he is going to join us. Do you like João Gomez from Wolves? I can't remember seeing him play. Did you miss all the copper action yesterday? Yes, Dave, I did, mate. It was well too hot in the shed yesterday to watch those streams. I stepped in the shed, right, and I was like, nah, not happening. But we're back tonight with the USA game. So we're going to watch USA tonight. Put all our eggs in one basket and get Lamine Yamal. It costs cash. International football is boring. You're telling me, Philip, mate. You're telling me. I did 10 hours of streaming and seen 4 goals. 4 goals in 10 hours, mate. Not worth it, brother. You heard about that waste man Rui Pinto threatening to release emails? Like, mate, if he has them, why doesn't the prick release them? Yeah, a bit weird. Probably wants to pay off. City will have to take the new Club World Cup seriously. Winner gets up to 100 million. Wow. Yeah, you got to go serious on that. That's cash. That is cash. JP Bass want Alvarez. Where's the Varane money? It's still over £30 million for Varane. You're not getting out. And they're not going to pay £100 million for Alvarez or £80 million for Alvarez, so they're not going to get him. And that's just it. They ain't going to pay the cash that we want for Alvarez. It's not going to be a thing. Unless Alvarez comes in with a transfer request, we ain't selling Alvarez. It's not going to be it. Apparently, Calvin Phillips might have an Italian team interested in him. AS Roma. AS Roma, so potentially Barca's back on 1-1. What do you mean, like the level with the funds and that now? But or what? I just don't see Barca putting in the cash for him. Apparently, Alan Varela from Porto is the CDM alternative after Bruno G and Kimmich. You'll have to look out for that, mate, because I've not seen that. But personally, yeah, I'll have a look out for it. Yes, Kid Nacho. Hope you're good, bro. There's nothing else really. The Pletigol said the other day that said yesterday. Sorry, it's the separation between Kimmich and Bayern Munich is getting closer, either now or next year at the latest. Obviously, because his deal runs out. 29-year-old only wants to join City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Real Madrid, or Barcelona. They're the ones that we're looking at, and we are definitely in for him. I just can't see a situation where City aren't going to be interested in a £30 million Joshua Kimmich. Yeah, we did get a new under-18s coach, I see that. Any good Roma swaps? Swap for Calvin Phillips. Barca's back to normal spending, new cash from Nike and a new deal and money from sale of part of Barca TV. I didn't know that. I thought they were still in the bin. I mean, to be fair, there's still always money. Have you given up on international streams? No, there's been no international streams today because there's been no football today, but we've got the USA game tonight and the 2 a.m. kickoff as well. So that'll be done. I finished football at 10. So we're going to finish football, one pick back, schedule the streams, and then we'll be good to go. Yes, Mojis, how are you doing, mate? I still don't feel like Barca will buy Julian Alvarez. When you watch the Canada game, did someone pass out? Yes. Yes, they did. Conceição was bowling for Portugal. We should get him. I didn't see that. I didn't watch the Portugal game yesterday. Good no return. I'd actually still take it, honestly. Kimmich news will pop off even more after Bayern signs Palhinha, especially after the Euros. The thing is, at the moment, right, we're stuck in a little bit of a limbo of the Euros. You see other teams moving, and I think that panics a little bit of fans when they see other teams dipping about. When they see other teams dipping about and making signings, it makes it go, well, why are we not moving? Why have we not already signed someone? But obviously with the Euros and Copa America happening currently, I think it just delays things, and I think obviously City want to try and get the best deal as possible, speak to the players, see the players' headspace and whether they want to join City. I think all our transfer news is going to basically go from 0 to 100 real quick as soon as the Euros is done. That's my prediction on the City transfer news. Yeah, Philip, that's what I mean. But I still think that panics some fans, that when they see all the smaller clubs making moves, they look at us and go, well, why are we not doing stuff? But you just got to take into consideration the fact that all these players are away. I honestly, I wouldn't look into it too much why it's so quiet right now. Do I want transfer news? Absolutely. I'm greedy. Of course I do. Do you know what I mean? It's one of my favourite things of the summer is getting all these different rumours and that popping off. But at the moment in time, it's a really quiet time for City. But just trust the process. After the Euros, things will start moving because City will want to get those players in before we go on the America tour. And to do that, they need to do it rapid. So as soon as these teams start getting knocked out, they'll be like, oh, well, they're knocked out. Quick. Do you know what I mean? They need to start moving because we need to get some of these players on the US tour. Get them a proper pre-season in. Ideally, obviously, some signings will make in August. Will make when the season started. It's never ideal, but sometimes that does happen. But that is time up for me. Half an hour gone, half an hour stream. A little bit of a transfer roundup of all the stuff that's been happening over the past couple of days. Good to speak to the chat. Good to get your opinions on Jadon Sancho. That was really the one that I proper wanted to deep dive into. So that's the main first part of the stream was just speaking. Yes, I'd take Xavi Simons over Olmo. Speaking just about Sancho, seeing people's opinions. The consensus, other than JT, was no. But for £40 million, if they could lower his wages, 180 grand a week, I don't know. But personally, don't think it's realistic. Don't think Pep would sign him. But I said that about Paul Pogba, and we genuinely was going to sign Paul Pogba until Paul Pogba bottled it. And I'm glad we didn't sign him because he got banned from football for time, didn't he? So Anyway, that's that. Big up to everyone in the chat. If you haven't already, do us a favour, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you watch it back on a replay, let me know in the comments. What do you think about Jadon Sancho to Manchester City? Big up to everyone. And I'll see you later on. 11 o'clock tonight, we're going to watch USA in the Copa America. So, big up. Like she said, JP comes back to City. I ain't no plastic. Right, see you later, everyone.